Hey, hello everyone. I'm Pickle Woundon, welcome in, and I hope that you have a wonderful lurk. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. It's been like, I think, over 2 weeks, a bit more since last time, but it's been like way too hot over here to even stream or just do anything good in front of. Yeah, I mean, like it's been way too hot just to do anything basically. But we're back today. Hopefully, we'll continue a bit more consistently now. But August is probably going to be just as hot, not even more than July. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay. I think it sounds okay at the moment. If not, yeah, I think that's better. All right. Let's jump right into it. Let's see. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, it's not showing up. Okay. So last time there was like an accident and we had to like evacuate the courtroom for some reason. Now it's going to be fun trying to remember all the kinds of voices that I did for the characters. So let's just jump right into it and see what happens. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Miss Susato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade. A type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of things ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with a young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was he even doing here at the trial? He was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? Yeah, this usually happens a lot in Ace Attorney games, where the person that we need to question or accuse is conveniently in the public for one reason or another. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where this is going. There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night, at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. Or it could just be worse for us. We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato. Yes! '18th of February, 1 PM, the Old Bailey courtroom. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded, look. He must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Six. My lord. I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled the proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army! What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Your name, girl? No, she's not going to say it or just going to say something else. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded? I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why it is that it's Willas was here in the first place, and why she tried to ball like that. This all tied up with the event of that night, so it is. Guilty! Oh my god, no. That was a joke, Mr. Judge. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did that happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Man, like, the Naruhodo / Wright family is like very unfortunate with cases like this. Like, it's family tradition that stuff like this happens to them. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back shit in the... I just forgot what voice I gave him. The night in question, I took the back shit in the omnibus and probably nodded off. Then, Begorra, a loud thud and wee scram woke me up with a first start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Oh my god, Ryunosuke, you're back. You're going to hurt your back doing that. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. Cross-examination. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat on the omnibus, and probably nodded off. Hold it! And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the floor, on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were, I see. Hey, and that's why I took the back side as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means. This is how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it is the most comfortable and where I feel the most at ease. And of course, and you're gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Band 6 is like too quiet. Like he's waiting for us to do something and then strike back. Then Begorra, a loud thud, and a wee scram woke me up with a first start. Hold it! A loud thud, you say? And a scream? Hey, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed? Well now you remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fall on the floor. You didn't see anyone. So I'm thinking that maybe she was hidden like underneath the seat, because we like on the seat where he was sitting there was like a compartment for bags and stuff like that. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream? Oh, from the seat above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Hold it! You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Lord Van Six, now what would that be? You wake to find a man lying there at your feet in the carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest? Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the offer I offer them. For the help I offer them. And some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had in mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to my ruling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thought of the victim collapsing. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? Hold it! I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sure, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well now, it is a queer thing. That wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Good gracious! Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I had been sitting, I found there was a wee cubby hole there for storage. Called it. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course, the whole bus was submitted as evidence. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. And that's when I found her. Okay, let's look at it again, hold on. Let's see. The omnibus. Examine. Well, let's open the door, yeah. Dun, dun. The seat has a handle, it seems. Yeah, it opens up. Exactly. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. It doesn't seem right here. But I can't put my finger on what it is. Yeah, because if there was like a scream and he heard it, like, how was she inside of here? Like, maybe she was drugged and placed inside? And there doesn't seem to be like another compartment here as well. So he must have lifted himself up first, just to let her out, basically. Okay, let's see. No, wait, I need to go back. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Hold it! You say she was hiding herself? Hey, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. Ugh, you're really overacting this. Still, all in all, I pulled her out from under there. and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her. The seat opposite? That's right. Just next to the dead gentleman. Wow. You saw this young girl next to a corpse, sir. Well, I'm sure I mentioned. A gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I need to find out just who this urchin was, you see. Guilty! Wait, Your Honor! Bonk. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. Presumably, that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witness did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Hey, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl? Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. Lestrade? Hold up. She's a chancer, and her craft among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here, a petty thief? Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Yeah, she's not just a pickpocket, just with that name alone. Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Oh, gun. Oh! How dare you! What is the meaning of this? Oh, I kind of wish that his beard was like purple now or something. She said, gun, and ran off. Oh, the girl! She's gone! Open your eyes. Oh, open your eyes. I'm over here. Good gracious, how... What was the point in that little sidestep? I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. Just dirt a little deeper, you'll say. Slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself back into the corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your head, ain't it? No, not at all. Oh, my voice is like, this hurts. This is a court of law, Oh god, now they're hitting us. Ryunosuke is not amused. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. What I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs? Oh, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best. Oh, do not wave that thing around in my direction again. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question? She's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. Oh, he's Irish. I was just giving him the standard British accent. Now I don't know what accent to give him. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. Doing the judge voice is like, I think, the worst. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Yare. Alright, you have to. Witness testimony. What the girl saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. I don't know how to do this missing H's accent, so I'm just going to try my best. But it was right all waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell ya, you can see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then, after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped on my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. It did help me get away, I mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. Oh, it is simplicity itself, my lord. You see, you could possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. Yeah, because she was hiding in there, so to get out, you need to lift the thing up, and because he was sitting on top, it wouldn't have worked. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. Sorry. Okay. This is where I sat that night. And the cubby hole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Ah, there it is. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Aye, but of course, the wheelhouse was stuck in there. Because I had parked myself on the seat for the duration. Oh! Judge, you're a bit slow. You see, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they would automatically assume she had done it. But I couldn't live with myself in a young life, if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. But when she got the trial, you could just speak and say all of this. Well, I mean, this is the Ace Attorney universe where people who are the defendants will go to jail no matter what unless there's another criminal code. So yeah, I get it. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question? Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. Oh, my goodness! What a perfect gentleman. My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of... You all voted guilty earlier. Yours is still black, my sir. Of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for even doubting you, sir. I mean, yeah, this is helping us, but at the same time, we kind of need actual proof. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. I'm going to drink some water, hold on. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensually in the leaning to a verdict of not guilty. Amazing. Okay. Mr. Naruto, this, well, it must mean... I cannot do voices, hold up. Aye. Mr. Naruhodo, this must mean... It must mean what? That we're victorious! Victorious? That's how you pronounce this game? I don't know. We've won? Are you sure? No, it's never that easy.
Objection!
There it is. Oh my god! Sir? If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. This got weirdly aroused. Oh my god. He just literally lifted his foot and slammed it on the... Oh, okay. So I guess the game goes this way, okay. I should have expected this from an Ace Attorney game. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where evidence and reasoning should be paramount. Emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by the officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Oh, good lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilde's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? That spine is not doing well, Naruhodo. You need to check that shit out somewhere. Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Oh yeah, because I remember checking that last stream, and yeah, it was like that. It was like completely filled up. Well, my Nipponese friend. Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Oh, this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord 16. Mr. McGilde, I'm sorry, but I think when we examined this thing was like... I think it was full. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? Oh my god, what do I do? Okay, what if I just very sneakily go to the other stream and watch it? Because I don't remember. I have a feeling that it did, but I don't remember. So this is... okay. Okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, hold up. Let me just do something real quick. Okay, let's see. Wait, okay, here. Okay, let me try looking it up. Just a second. Real quick. Let me see. I know this is a bit scummy. I'm a fraud. I'm being a fraud to all of you, but at this moment, I really just want to look it up because it's been like way too long. So I'm just going to look it up real quick. Give me just a second. Yes, it was full. Yeah. God damn it. God damn it, McGilded. Why do you do this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, I'm back. How do you have to send this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can you say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? I mean, it wasn't empty. But it did have enough space for someone to get in, I guess. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as a counsel for the defense. I mean, we have to go with the truth. Because that's what we're here to do, basically. It's our job. And it's also, like, the good thing to do. But as far as I remember, at least. When I first examined the compartment, I am fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, Counsel? Bewitched. What are you saying now, you daft doe? Doe? I thought you were on my side here. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. This is not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. The fella's memory is a curious thing, not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. At their cubby hole under the seat, it's as empty as the devil's heart it is, so it is. You think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. The compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. Against rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly would have been empty on the night in question. Beepo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending Fletcher and that pig purse are lying. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! Quite so. You must concur here. I think we screwed up, chat. I think we done screwed up. It's calm, calculated reasoning. One arrives clearly at the truth every time. You say that every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Cross-examination. What the girls do? So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. Press. So you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending Joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, ain't it? I suppose it means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up a little mystery of the fares and all. Four paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to pay, to which the cabman testified. And one little escape grace, riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, I see. That's when I slip in the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach. No? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always check all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officers who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all the stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
Guilty! It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
Boy, this is going to be tough. But it was right all the waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles at night.
Hold it!
A waste of time? Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own, in the god permit at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon? Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, well, that's what my clan call it. You would say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, in a normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it. Only that night. This cove was set on my seat from the start. He didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
You mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin.
Yeah. Right, mister. To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to leave the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then.
Well.
When I start speaking a lot, for some reason I just get very sleepy. I'll tell ya, you can see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch black in there. Oh wait, no, I want to go back. I'm back, please. There it is.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not a yacht. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look at the crack. Then I can have a butcher, son. Who I'm gonna fiddle? I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? Most of the time, the passengers put themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's option's choice. I don't know what option is. It doesn't just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then. I would say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyway, I was a bit scared, but I had just to stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. And after a while, I heard this loud bang. It jumped off my skin, I did. And the scream just came out.
Hold it!
A bang? When you say loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden. It was only when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim. Could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Oh. Yeah, I saw it. I pushed out the cushion and had a quick butchers while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the block. Up the block, what had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. This voice is going to kill me. That matches Mr. McGilda's account, of course. But then, the fellow suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sank back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. It's because of that this soul found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. And the carriage looked a bit, and he ended up falling onto me. Ugh, so awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilda for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and that. Yeah, heard something from above. And what screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were thrown up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided that the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining of moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. We could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony. I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay, then to pull up the court record. The armband, no. Okay, hold on, let me just close the bottle of water real quick. So, we have the armband. I can different. Yeah, of course, this is not going to be. Let's see. Autopsy report increased the cause of death as internal hemorrhaging. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife while journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Yeah, like, for him to maybe slouch over her and get her hands covered in blood, it's possible. How was it that we had to go to people? Hold up. No, well, I forgot the controls, hold up. Gameplay, no. Call record, people, evidence, E. Okay, so I can see people now for some reason. Was right, all the time. Nothing. I don't see a blind thing in that hidden place. It's in there. That's blood. Wrong. This blood stain is so obvious. And yet Band 6 has made no mention of it. Of course, that does seem a little strange. Maybe she could have gotten her hands bloodied with this pool of blood instead of him just slouching over her. I have such a bad feeling about this. Okay, so I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses just like always. Waste of time, I had nothing to solve for my troubles that night.
Hold it!
You can see out in the cabin at all, not a jolt.
Well, no.
Okay, so we need to press multiple times. And you happy in small dark places feel too much like being thrown in the clink.
Excuse me.
Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. It was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass, it's all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad. Trapped in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. You're not scared. I mean, yeah, being scared of the dark is perfectly normal. I don't know about yourself. But I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? No, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Bejabber, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. I think this is the most Irish/British phrase I've ever said in my life. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something. May have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? It's profoundly important. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Profoundly important, but all she said. What does she hear? Nothing!
Yeah, because she heard then a loud bang earlier. Or maybe I'm going somewhere else, I don't know. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it.
I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless... Guilty! Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. Was 20 meters to work out what I could hear was snoring.
Hold it!
So you were trying to hear what was happening in the entire time? Since the moment you hit yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. We just pushed the cushion up and we butchers to see what was what. But then, when I saw this all getting on, I got my head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. McGillis sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah, would you Adam and Eve it? Would you Adam and Eve it, eh? What a mug. Like, ooh.
Excuse me.
Let me ask you something, Mr. McGillard. Oh, and what would that be, fella? Do you have something to say about that last statement? No, not really. I'm altogether happy with the coin. He's paying me here. Have yet to ask, still and all. Here, have yourself a tip. Ah! Does he think I was asking after his general well-being? Okay, let's continue pressing in. Okay. So then, all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard him leave, I see. Would he? Not likely. Either we stop here and there, and I heard the door open. I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market. Snoring like an old dog he was. Man, the localization team were like having fun with this game. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? That all seems to make sense. You took your time reaching a conclusion. Huh. Was that from Band 6? Is he laughing?
Very well then. Continue with the cross-examination.
I guess maybe there's like some kind of... Yeah, because she heard the loud bang, but I think comparing a snoring to a loud bang of a body falling to the floor is a bit too much, but...
Hold it!
Let's see. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts.
At odds? Are you sure?
Are you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. 1-6 realized it too.
Counsel! I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilder snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! Like the... Ooh, double slap. There's something else she should have heard. Show a piece of evidence, show a person, forget it. Let's see. Maybe she would have heard Mason yelling while he was stabbed or something. Hmm. I don't know. I think it's a person. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. I should have saved, now that I think about it. I'm going to save just in case. A particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound barely clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
Take that!
Price fire, Mason? Really?
Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus.
Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel.
Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the... Yeah, because she heard him get on. Well, he saw him, but... She saw him, but... You get what I mean. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. Got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilder? That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. Yeah, no, just say as much. I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? With the Kraken and the Sid cousin. He was on his own, for sure. And, from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't I? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage?
Oh!
We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did, or did not hear, is at odds with the facts. Yeah, because if he got on, then she would have tried to get out of the seat and failed, and she would have been noticed. Yes, this petty thief statement was clearly flawed.
Lordman 6! Guilty!
Everyone is guilty today. Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrange's statement. Same words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. Ooh. Is that right? How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. This girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. No, Granny, no! Granny isn't messing around this time. Ah! She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite, just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say... I can't abide liars. And neither can I. Mr. Foreman! I don't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide the liars. No. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards the guilty. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, Nipponese friend. The considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. No, Ryunosuke. What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working up for, you useless Eastern Amateur? No, this is carnage. It's perfect. Your number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going... I know. If we can find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilda's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand.
And yet the victim... Oh, sorry. And yet, the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If these petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. He was in there already. There's another entrance. He was put there after he died. So let's consider our options here. and safe just in case. So the thing with this is that I cannot trust anyone. He's lying something. He's laying out something. She could be lying, but we're taking into consideration that she's telling the truth. So let's try not to doubt her. There's also the this is like a hatch, right? The uncertainty inside the carriage to this opening, that's for sure. And there is a lamp in the enclosed cabin. I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see what... Yeah, because there's a hatch right there. So... maybe he boarded up and then he fell down. And that was the loud bang. Yeah, there is another entrance. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection.
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. And that's the blood stain on the floor. Yeah. Fixed the windows, which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection.
He did Kazuma's fist stance. Oh my god, that's like adorable. I love you, Ryunosuke. But there could be. There is one possibility you haven't considered. Oh really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Man, we have 2 closed rooms already, like, out the gate.
Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Well, here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin?
It's right here.
Take that.
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say, the skylight...
Objection.
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection.
the skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection.
So you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your adult brain theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained. As the sound of the victim falling from his seat, having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has. But would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection.
You are now suggesting that the victim fell through the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but hold it. Might a humble fella make a weak comment here? Mr. McGilded? Be sure now that you fellas who were shot on the roof that testified before. and not another victim falling to the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that it's not so much a case of them not saying, but... Hey. It's a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas... You'll be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. We just not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? Aggressively types. Oh man, the ones who stuck the knife in the man were... Hold it. It's them, right? That's what exactly are you insinuating here, you blatherer? You ratter, he said. You ratter. What are you doing? Why are you a horse? What are you insinuating? It's a framing outrage. I've a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. I'll give you a shine in a minute, he said. And so will I. Mr. Fairplay. You're effectively accusing me, a street gentleman and well-respected banker. And me, a very angry hatter. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's... Oh, I missed eating on my chocolate, stuff thingy. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right. I protest too. How about you, you rotten scoundrel?
Order! Order! This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once.
But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may command.
Go ahead, Lord 1-6.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. Oh, sorry. You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. Sorry, Your Honor, I'm a bit sleepy today. I didn't have my morning tea. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the event. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. You know, I was rushed to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but... You can't just dismiss it without a second thought. Now what are we wasting time for? Let them to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the pharaoh. Aye, we have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. Testify! Testify! What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First.
My lord?
You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony. In reference to the indictment brought by the defense.
Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. No time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Witnesses' testimony, refuting the accusation. We were the only two people up on the roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear on that. If anything were, if anything had happened when we were sitting, do you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. Yeah, but you knew the other guy. What? Kelly was shot the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witnesses could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith.
That's right, you see. We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another.
What?
Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Man, this game is like non-stop. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. Why do I feel so uneasy?
Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. Okay. So I think we can present the carriage at the end, but we're going to press in case. So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck? Absolutely not. Dickon. No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here.
Is this true, Mr. McGilden?
Oh, dear me, my lord. At the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. I doubt you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask. Do you have any evidence at all? It's all about evidence in the court these days, Swedish. You would do well to remember that. I saw you with my own eyes. This is going so well. If anything had happened when we were sitting, do you think one of the other of us would have noticed? Oh wait, I didn't mean to do that.
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the. It was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. Let me see. No, so we've been going on for like an hour and a half. That's a lot. I will probably do 2.5 hours today, and maybe call it there, because my throat is not liking all of these voices all of a sudden. Is this some kind of lark? It is some kind of joke, he said. Is this what this is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly. Are you fair dinkum, sir? You're serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bit of cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you would never open again.
That's very extreme.
It was extreme, I tell you. And we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Mr. Yen would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. No. It was a cold night, so it was. But do we see things that aren't real in the cold? It's hardly surprising. Seeing things? Seeing things?
I believe we have reached an impasse here on this particular point.
You. Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, it is only fair that you and the other Finn are too. Open and free competition is what capitalist society is all about. Yeah, sure. Open and free, quote unquote. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really. In case any of us knew the first thing about the victim, we had no reason to kill the man.
Hold it!
So, you had never met Mr. Thrice Fire Mason before? Oh, Lumen, no, not once, never. You'd never met the man before, he said. Never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Others don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not.
You see? How many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside of the cabin.
Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded? Yes, Counsel. What can I be doing for you? For? Did the witness's last test statement give you pause for thought somehow? I don't like the way that that McGilded is just slowly controlling the narrative of the case. Like he was laughing both times. Not the remotest connection. Is that right now? I wonder. What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay. It has been too long, so it has. If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe this fast approaching. It is not. Your repayment date. I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well, no, it's not a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery? I cannot speak today. That might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another. No. And young Miss First, Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding out on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine Jen walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, it is a very distinctive design, so it is. Hey, customers like it, I tell you. They like the distinctive touch. Oh no. Oh no. Customers, such as Thrice Fire Mason. Ah! There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence of fraud, my lord.
What's a photo? These you mean?
I can't help thinking about the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar when you say. Oh! That's one of my hats. I thought it is. So I would say the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I would wager. that you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little whistle. Ah! He's better at this than I am. Oh gosh, Mr. McGillet has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please don't let me little interruption hold up the proceedings. Wait, I got an achievement. Hold up, I got an achievement. Hut Hunter. Huh? Interesting. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. That's such a funny phrase. I'm going to lose my block. He's going to lose his rock with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see? It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. So it is, of course. If analysis of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, it's still an all in all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. On its own, let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on an occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I broke wind? What? I shook myself with it as it happens.
It's an unexpected confession, Mr. First.
Oh, I just meant to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as fruits, I did.
Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade. Oh, it opens. Hmm? Skylight. Oh my god, sorry. Skylight. This is what we're talking about, right? Well then, Skylight's open. Dead easy. More easy than you can load that weapon? Ah, that's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can do it from inside, you mug. Oh. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of the other rocks. I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out on my ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I climbed top of the mast and leg it. But what I did was, I used the skylight. Opened the catch and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch from the skylight is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. It opens from the roof deck?
Elif! Climb on top of the roof of the omnibus at once. and verify the witness's claims.
Poor bailiff. Like, ugh. Yep, there it is. Oh! Oh, my hat! Oh, my hat. See?
Order! 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 So, it appears that the street girl's Spanish statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. Okay, it opens. And from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo. This could be the clue we've been looking for.
Well, counsel for defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Okay. The skylight was fastened shut before. But now the catch has been undone, we should be able to open it. Okay, let's see. You can certainly see inside the carriage to this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure that the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. But like, can I... Let's open the door. Okay, yeah. No, this is completely open. Oh, there's some blood over here. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? High enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? Huh. What is it? Look, just here, look at this. That's... without question. It's blood. Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely... it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? The details of the animals have been updated. Well, I think we have a proof. If you're so sure the victim fell to the skylight, where's your proof?
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof. Remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today, in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof? Here in this courtroom?
Counsel,
My lord.
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck to the skylight.
It is clearly...
Got it!
By Jupiter! Is that blood?
I don't know why I said it like that.
Ah,
This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time. Cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No! Order! Order! Order!
Hold it!
But. Mr. Fairplay, we're in a courtroom. But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way into that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very inconvenient. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But... I think those two must be like father and son or something like that. There's no way to know for certain, is there? The gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two sheets, Mr. First? It's all too plain if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is. What? No! What? But it can't be! It's all... lies! My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence. I always keep changing this guy's voice because he sounds too similar to Mr. Fairplay in my head. Believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being soiled with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. Your lady, you said right moments ago that he was guilty. On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Six? A blood stain on the frame of the skylight? That's evidence. It's null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
Objection!
Hey, Label and Robsney, welcome in. How are you both doing today? We have advanced a bit on the case, and things are going insane. So it turns out that the victim wasn't inside the carriage, which is like this carriage over here. He was actually maybe on top of the carriage, and then he fell through a hatch, basically, on a skylight, basically. I'm good. I love to see Ace Attorney games. This is the third trial of the first game of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which are like 2 games in one. So I'm a bit sorry if it's like out of nowhere you just suddenly get hit with all of this information. But yeah, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Just looking when I'm moving. Yeah, sure, no worries, Rob. Enjoy your lurk. And it's always nice to see a friendly face around here. And welcome to you as well, Label. How are you doing? Also, I'm very sorry because I'm going to be doing silly voices for the characters. Yeah, I'm very sorry about that. What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. It's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended the Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety. No such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But...
Are you suggesting, Lord Van Six, that this stain of blood was...
fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session. You're sorry about the voices, I think you're welcome. No, no, I really am. I'm just struggling just to say some voices, especially very very high pitched voices. Like those are killing my throat at the moment, and they are very bad. What? Also, I'm going to be using my regular voice for the main character, basically. Also, he's Irish, but I've given him like the thickest British accent that I can think of, so I'm sticking with that because I don't know how to do Irish accents. So yeah. This guy is the one that we're defending. What a palaver. Palaver? Paliber? How do you say this word? I must say, I didn't expect such good reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord 1-6. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fella known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. Oh? You are very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens, that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Yeah, McGillett has been pushing the narrative slowly towards first there was a child hidden, then the corpse actually fell through the skylight. Like those were all like we presented those things to the jury, but he was the one pushing us to do so very subtly with the testimonies and everything. Also, there was a smoke bomb earlier, so probably that was a perfect time to modify the evidence. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? God, he's so extra, he has like a wine bottle and everything. He's like, ugh. When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing the witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Tut, Lord 1-6. This will not do, to be sure. Will it not, Counsel? Oh, no. Yeah, well, no. I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. This is very weird because it does seem like he's really the one who did it, although maybe he wasn't the one to kill the victim. But it does seem like the prosecutor is being held in the place of our place in other Ace Attorney games. Like in our Ace Attorney games, they're like saying, "Oh, you don't have any basis for that. You're just desperate for things." But now it's the prosecutor who's doing those things. So this is quite a good twist on the Ace Attorney formula. I'm really liking this. A blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if yours will cast your minds back. Is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? My dude, there was a smoke bomb literally earlier. Isn't that right now, Counsel? It's true. Omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. Do you have a favorite Ace Attorney game? Yeah, I don't know, mainly because I haven't played all of them, so I don't think it's fair for me to just say one favorite. I haven't played the Miles games. I haven't played the newest, well, not the newest trilogy. Well, yeah, like the ones where Phoenix Wright comes back. Those games I haven't played those on the 3DS because I didn't have a 3DS on the time. So my experience mainly is condensed to the original trilogy, Apollo Justice, and the crossover with Professor Layton, which I had a lot of fun because it was a crossover, but I would say my favorite would be probably the original trilogy, I guess. And out of those, maybe the first game. Like, the first game has everything in it. Like, the formula works perfect. There's nothing wrong with the first game, except maybe the fifth case, which was added after that. But I think the first game would be my answer. But mainly because I haven't tested out all the others. But yeah, mainly those. But right now, this game is fighting for that placement. Like, I feel this is the most polished game, and also the most innovative one out of them all. My learned friend. Oh yeah, so the thing is, we're in, I think it's the 20th century, the beginning of the 20th century. We're in England. We are a transfer student from Japan, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And actually, there was going to be another student here called Kazuma, which was our best friend. And he was the one who was going to study law in the Empire of Great Britain, but he died on the journey. Like, we literally got accused of his murder. And after solving it with Sherlock Holmes, I'm not kidding, Sherlock Holmes. After solving that, we took his place, and now we're studying law here. But instead of studying, we got straight into defending someone. We literally just arrived in the continent, well, in the island. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. The defense of the truth. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh! Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel.
He's like Santa. I love the judge. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit.
Deceit?
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. It's a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Gina. I'm going to say Gina. Bang!
What is going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. Did I ever tell you that I returned to Hollow Knight and ended up gaining 100%? Ooh, nice! 10 out of 10 game on the second try for me. Nice. Did you do the Pantheon of Hallownest and see like the ending that was with the DLC? I mean, I get it, like the Pantheon of Hallownest is like a bit too intense for most people. Like it's both intense and a bit tricky because you get the remix version of the bosses plus some new bosses. But yeah, I'm just glad to hear that you went back and enjoyed it. I'm like really glad to hear that. The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Ooh, that full 360-degree turnaround. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten, feckless gouger? A feckless gouger? You're supposed to be defending me. It's a wicked plot. It's a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
I did the first 4 Pantheons, maybe the 5th yeah, 5th Pantheon is not obligatory to do for 112%, but just getting to beat Pure Vessel Like, that's already a huge achievement, and I'm very happy that you did it, Rope. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this core room was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies? Such as...
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Six, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. I mean, we did open it and looked at it, but yeah.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Let's see. Is there anything else unusual? Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Oh my god, that's a nice Easter egg. I didn't notice that. Can't find anything else. Oh, that's a nice Easter egg. 418. I don't think I saw that the other time, so now I'm thinking if that's like the thing that we need to present, or if it's just an Easter egg. I have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So we're also all the way up here. Yeah, we already read all of this. Like, do we see anything else weird? Well, now that I think about it, I don't think this stain was here last time, now that I think about it. Let me see. I don't think the stain was here. Like, I haven't played this in like over 2 weeks, but I'm fairly certain that this wasn't here before. What to do, what to do? Like, do you think we should present this? Maybe... I didn't think I would care about the graphical upgrades, but it's actually really great. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Like the cell shading stuff that they are using, and the art style looks really pretty. Absolutely. I think it's weird that the stains are totally disconnected. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think this stain wasn't here, and besides, the color really doesn't match. Like, if this stain was made when the victim fell on, and then he was later sat upon the upon the chair, the whatever this thing is called, then these bloodstains should be the same age, and yet they look completely different. Like this looks like tomato sauce basically, and this one too. Like the coloration should be a little bit darker, I think. Aside from that, I don't think anything else really. My lord,
Yes, Counsel.
there is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
A mark? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? This guy is really pissed with that. I don't think he's going to pay us after the trial is over. If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better... Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, Counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
Hmm. It has to be this, right?
Got it!
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good Lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, Counsel.
Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. We're just doing the prosecution's job at this point. I think, yeah, that was McGilded. This trial is over. Mr. McGilded? I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you're the defendant. It's over, I tell you. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, it's all nonsense. Facts are what counts. And the fact is that bloodstain is there, now. He's not particularly happy about this. Well... And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord 1-6. Well, my lord? He's like getting very desperate.
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence.
Your Honor, I would like to present the stream that I did 2 weeks ago as evidence. That would be fun.
And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord 1-6, what is your position?
Prosecution, my lord. Has no further witnesses or evidence to present. You just come in with a stream in the 20th century. It doesn't make sense. No one understands it. No one knows how you got it.
Very well. In that case, I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter. I shall proceed to my education. It's a formality. I'm of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilder will be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes the defendant could be guilty. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilder. However, at this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
What are you saying, man?
It's like
What are you saying, man?
I don't know why that phrase like doesn't sit right with someone like the judge. Like a punk talking to you. Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive piece of evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good gracious me! Order! Order!
Okay, chat, I'm going to take... Surfer Judge, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take a 5 minutes break, and I will be right back, so maybe we can finish off the trial today. We'll see. I will be right back in 5 minutes, so... BRB.
Mind you, and then others, that I gotta end the stream at 2 o'clock my time, which is at the top of the hour. So I don't know if we'll beat Rusty Bucket Bay. I'm hopeful that we can get through this difficult part.
Okay. Do you want to just go for the jiggies?
Let's just go for the jiggies.
Okay. If so,
one more shot. One more shot.
one more shot? Okay, one more shot of this, and then if not, we'll just say we'll come back to this later.
Here's a dumb question.
Okay.
As opposed to my smart...
I keep putting it off. Why do people die? Oh, jeez. That is a deep question. Is Nanako talking about her mother who died in an accident? Nanako is staring straight at you. It's a difficult question for a girl of Nanako's age to understand. It's a difficult question no matter how old the girl is. Why do people die? It's a difficult question. I don't even know the answer, and I've been around death a lot.
Ya, preparen las nalgas, solicito el rescate al toque.
Calmación, estoy medio pegado.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, that was. Oh, Lever was playing Left 4 Dead. I should tell him to like play sometimes. Like I always forget to ask people, and I'm a bit scared to ask people sometimes as well. Okay, but let's get back into the game. Yeah, no, thanks for shout. Yeah, no worries. Like that's what we're here to do basically. Like, and even if the command wasn't working, I would just go into your channel and just copy paste the link everywhere. Because that's like the least that I can do, I think.
Order! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, Council. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind?
I cannot speak right now. Hold up. The level about the Gustavo mod, you the best. Oh no, you are the. All of you are the best. I'm only giving a bit of that back. Oh, he's going to kill us. Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer. So it was, a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Ah! Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? It is just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was... How did you put it now? Nothing more than a formality. I'm Waluigi! He turns into Waluigi for some reason. I really don't know what to make of all of this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake? Lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, I said. God, this lady types fast. And that stinking Rachel always guilty of something. You mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. No, no, Grandma, don't do it. Don't trust him.
Now the proceedings have unfolded in this way. I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
I thank you kindly, my lord. I don't know why I speak like this.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection!
But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Six.
My lord.
The case made before the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. Indeed, the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with. The prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place.
My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection!
But, wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Sick ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's so unfair. Yeah, like everything is being against the prosecution in this case rather than against the defense.
culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer a judgment.
What? Well, Lord 16, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me this all has been a grand waste of time? It's the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief, you have more to say to me, have ye? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then.
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty.
They're going to set something on fire, having fireworks inside the courtroom. Yeah, this feels like a hollow victory. I can't believe it. It's an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been declared. He's innocent. Yeah, this doesn't feel good. The courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day. The judge delivered his verdict. My first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us. Yeah, the confetti and fireworks are like, Jeff's keys. But these ones felt not good. 18th of February, 5:14 p.m. 14, yeah. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Ah, yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil. Your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Susato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. We didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. All aimed for the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Hey, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? Oh, the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a victory of not guilty. Oh god, they are acknowledging it in game. Oh god, this is revolutionary. I'm sure you must have seen them now. They're spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. They are like rubbing in our faces that this is a victory. And yet, it's not a victory. Or it doesn't feel like one at least. I had heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What is that you're saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. There's water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. Only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Hey. If all think that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed, it's grand, is it not? I love that it was kind of an ambiguous decision, always a pet peeve of mine in the Things Right games that your defendants were always genuinely innocent. Yeah, I think there are some games that play with this concept, well, not games entirely, but like, for example, in the second game, the last case, like, your client is full guilty of it, but you have to do something about it without... And I think Maya was like kidnapped in that case, so you can just say, oh yeah, no, he's guilty, get him. But in here it's just, you did a good job, but you weren't even aware that you were being used as a puppet, basically. This grand is not. I suppose it is. Now, the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolutely faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Shut up, I'm sure you're committing tax fraud as well. It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your trouble, fella. Oh no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Ara, big whist. What a humble people are ye, you from the east. Well, if you insist. Have this, still and all. Ye deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Oh, this is like a bailiff. Everything is ready, sir. Would like to follow me into the courtroom. To the courtroom? Sometimes it feels gross, but as a lawyer it's important to be like, we generally don't know what happened. Feels especially wrong in murder trials. Yeah, I guess, yeah, like, sure, the police is, like, police and detectives do their jobs of, quote-unquote, uncovering the truth. But you're also responsible in the judicial process of helping reach that truth. So it feels very bad when our job is just, well, in this world at least, it's just, oh, get them innocent no matter what. Even if it's not, like, the truth. My dad and sister are lawyers, so I hear about this far too much. Oh, I see. But this guy feels like rough. Yeah, it feels very weird. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? It's sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for a missile. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. It's a gentleman's duty, so it is. You don't deserve to be called a gentleman at this point. Professor Layton deserves that more. It's awful to let a criminal go who is guilty, but it's equally awful to put an innocent person in jail. Just need certainty with large decisions. Yeah, exactly. So then, fare thee well. It was an absolute pleasure meeting Joes. Joes? I don't know how to speak. I hope you have a whale of a time with your studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes. Free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Oh no! Lady! Don't move! Or as I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? I hate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. What? Naughty, naughty, running off like that. This is some kind of picnic. What is with this design? Where's this little girl now? And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launch. I don't know how to do this, an even squeakier voice. Oh, you want to play? You want with me? Oh gosh, he has... What is going on in this game? Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. Well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, and more white. You have to be shrouded in smoke. It could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. We have to be shrouded in smoke? Like, at all? I just took my eyes off of it for a moment whilst I was changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. A what said what? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. Oh, what? What for? Apologies, of course, silly. I'm a technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adult. Oh, she has. I think she has a gun. Come along then. Come along then. Follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you would want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly certain that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for the fuss. It was a lively one. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yes, you're right, but where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings, but this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilda's park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. Susato, we're not going to sleep in the open, if we can. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person's soul just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilda down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room. Or mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. Ooh.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick!
Oh.
What the? How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Oh.
No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there. This can't be.
God, he's so handsome. I want to smooch him. Yeah, these countries are like straight up animated anime stuff. Like these are very good. The Realm of the Reaper. Bum 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 bum. Ba-da. Well. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Kokoro. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm going to just jump in and probably end stream right now because it's been like a lot. Oh,
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes,
Sholmes.
turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening.
Are we going to get a Jack
To
the
young
Ripper
lady
case?
collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
I want to keep playing, but my throat is like dying right now. I'm totally sold. I'm buying this game. Ooh, nice to hear that. Thanks for showing me this game, but yeah, no worries, Rob. I'm glad that you're going to buy and enjoy this game because I've been having a blast with it as well. Hopefully I will be able to like finish before... Oh, I forgot to read. Okay. We're just going to save and leave it here. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Dear God, that name. But yeah, we're going to back to title. Yeah, I already saved the game, but thank you. This solves my issue of thinking, did I save, did I not save? The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. But yeah, I have this game on Steam, so I think you will be able to find it there, Rob. But yeah, let us just quickly switch back to the other one. And thank you everyone for coming. It's been 2.5 hours, which is very nice. I need to go now make myself some dinner. And thank you for being everyone here. Thank you, Brickle Woolen for lurking. Thank you, Label, for showing up and just, hey, we need to talk more. I'm just leaving it here. And thank you, Rob, for coming by. It's been lovely having you and talking about stuff, basically, like all of the stuff that you told me about your lawyer family. It's like very interesting to hear. But yeah, probably today is 30. Maybe I will stream tomorrow. Maybe around the same time, which is what time did I start streaming? I think I started streaming around 7 p.m. my time or around 6 p.m. Britain time, so around that time. But yeah, let's see. Like, is there like anyone? So Beep is playing Alien Isolation at this moment, and it's their first playthrough. But I don't think I want to just jump in there, because maybe it would be like a jump scare. I don't want that. And there's like no one else live at this moment. Is there like anyone playing this game at all? There are some people. There's like only 4 people live at this moment. Yeah, no worries, Empirical Woodland. I think I'm going to rate someone playing the second case of this game. You have friends to me if you want to make a new friend. What's their name? I've been here the entire whole time. Yeah, I saw the lurky thing at the beginning. Like, thank you for lurking in everything Empirical Woodland. It's been fantastic. Can you hear? Milacy. Milacy, that's a good name. Let me look them up real quick. Milacy. Ooh, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Man, my father is like a very huge fan of the Xenoblade Chronicle games. You know what? Let's go raid them. Like we might as well raid someone new. Very present guy. Well, we're going to find out. I'll be raiding him right now. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming along. And I will be seeing you next time. Bye.